What's up, good folks? I hope you guys are doing well today. This is your girl, Bernicia. If you are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, please, and thank you. All right, so guys, you've seen the title, so you already know I'm here to talk about the Baddies East reunion, part 1. And, child, I hope you guys had an opportunity to watch it yourself because there was a lot that went down, and I'm going to go ahead and break it down for you guys as to the details and the drama, okay? So I want to start with the backstage comments, the conversations that took place, okay? Because y'all know how Zeus do. They film the girls having conversations or get-togethers with whoever they clicked up with before they come out to the stage, all right? And one of those conversations I want to talk about is the viral clip that went out with Biggie slapping Smiley, okay? So if you guys haven't seen the episode, that situation started with Biggie talking about how Smiley didn't have her back. Now, if you guys remember, Biggie went on a few episodes ago. Biggie ran off the sprinter and attacked E.T. in front of the club, okay? It was a whole big ordeal. Everybody was mad at her for doing that, including Natalie. And what pissed Biggie off with Smiley is because apparently both of them were supposed to stand on business, as they call it. Both Biggie and Smiley had been ostracized towards the end of the show. They had been ostracized by the group. Most of the girls wasn't fucking with neither one of them. So they were handed eviction notice by the girls from House A, right? So both Biggie and Smiley had problems with Rolly and E.T. So they made an agreement that both of them was going to run up on the girls, okay? So Biggie was supposed to run up on E.T. and Smiley was supposed to run up on Rolly. Apparently, Biggie stuck to her end of the bargain, as we all saw, and she ran up on E.T., but Smiley didn't do anything. E.T. So they made an agreement that both of them was going to run up on the girls, okay? So Biggie was supposed to run up on E.T. and Smiley was supposed to run up on Rolly. Apparently, Biggie stuck to her end of the bargain, as we all saw, and she ran up on E.T., but Smiley didn't do anything, all right? And that's something that we didn't know. See, I didn't know. I didn't hear where them two was in cahoots about and was supposed to run up on E.T. and Rolly. I didn't see that on the show, but apparently this pissed Biggie off. So Biggie went to going off about that, and when she mentioned that, Smiley was like, well, who are you to tell me to hit somebody or run up on somebody? And then that's when Biggie slapped her. Now, for me, I just feel like, okay, Biggie did stand up for herself. She was not playing this season. Like, she was all smoke, okay? She got into it with Rolly, like, as soon as she got into the house, and it was up ever since. Like, Biggie's not taking nobody's bullying her this season. And that I agree with. Girl, stand up for yourself. Protect yourself because nobody else will do it, okay? But with that being said, I don't understand what her smoke is with Smiley, because Smiley sat there and let the whole house pretty much mistreat her, okay? Like, at some point in the show, she kind of gave up and just was letting motherfuckers just do whatever they wanted to do to her. Okay, so I don't understand why Biggie was so pressed about Smiley not standing up when she didn't even stand up for her damn self, okay? And besides, when that situation took place with Biggie running up on E.T., there were several episodes after that. So I would think that whatever problem she had with Smiley not standing up on her half would be quelled by the reunion. Like, I don't understand why she held on to that to just now at the reunion. But even then, like, I feel like Biggie's just trying to get her moment to shine in, and she's kind of starting off with everybody on the list, okay? So Smiley got slapped. Them two got into a scruffle, and when they broke them up, they took Smiley to another trailer. There was blood everywhere. It was like a massacre, okay? I was trying to figure out for the longest where the blood was coming from, but apparently Smiley hurt her finger. The bitch was in there acting ballistic, going crazy, telling, I want to see Smiley. I see the real Smiley. Well, bitch, where was all of this energy on the show? I mean, god damn it. That would have been good entertainment to see your ass pop off on E.T. and Rolly the same way that you were just getting all crazy and shit in the trailer. I would have loved to see that, but that's neither here nor there. All right. So another backstage conversation that I felt was interesting was when Rolly and ET had to sit down and they were talking in the back. Okay. So basically ET was just like, she's going to she's nervous because she's going to go crazy. So Rolly asked her who she was going to go crazy on, and she was like, she got a few people and a couple people that nobody knows about. So at this point in the show, I'm thinking like, who the fuck is nobody that she know about? But if you think about it, ET, I mean, since she came in the house, she was just a fucking terror. She immediately became like one of the mean girls as soon as she got to the house, okay? She was down for whatever, and she was basically being a fucking bully. So at this point, I really don't know who all she got beef with, but I know it's most of the house. I mean, let me try to think. Okay, so I know she got problems with Biggie. I know she got problems with Tasiki. I know she got problems with Smiley. But I'm trying to think who all she could have possibly had a problem with. So Biggie, Tasiki, and Smiley. Okay, so those are only three that I could think of. Oh yeah, and T. So I know she got problems with at least four of the girls. But I was trying to think about who the other couple of people could possibly be. Well, it doesn't really matter because we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that later with ET. But so Rolly starts talking about her beef with Camilla. Now, this is one of those situations where I think it's just a stupid, pointless ass beef. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not quite sure where it started from, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe it started with Rolly making comments about Camilla kangaroo pouch. Okay, so Camilla, if you guys don't know, Camilla had a baby right before coming on the show. And so people was asking shit. Hell, I was even asking because I wasn't aware of this, at least for the first few episodes of the season. I wasn't aware that she had just had a baby. So I was thinking like, is this girl fucking pregnant? Because she walked around here with a pot ass belly. And the way that she dressed with that pot belly, it's just like, okay, well, obviously she don't have clothes to fit her current size. So maybe, perhaps, she's probably knocked up. Well, that belly that she has, ain't nothing wrong with a little fupa. But, that belly that she has is because she just had a baby, right? So apparently when her and Rolly got into it, Rolly was making comments about her kangaroo pouch. And then it just turned into like a whole back and forth between them two. Now, like I said before, I'm not sure if this is where the beef started with them two. But I do know that it's been a lot of fucking unnecessary back and forth. Even now, even up until this point, and we're way past the reunion, them two are still getting into it, okay? Which is crazy as fuck. Like, I still see them social media back and forth with each other. I think it's just ridiculous, okay? But anyway, moral of the story is, Rolly says that she got ill with, beef with Camilla, which is all cool and dandy. But I would think that after these two hoes fight at the reunion, once they get to the stage and they have a fight, if they get into a fight, that it's that it'll be over and done with. So I guess we'll see. But I just found it so interesting how these two seem to have some type of animosity with each other like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know it was that fucking deep to be carrying on this far. So let's go ahead and get to the stage, okay? So the girls get ready to go out to the stage. They do the backstage conversations. They film all of that. And so now we get to the point where everybody's getting ready to come out on stage. Now, of course, they got Nene Leakes as a co-host. They got Janice for John. And so things finna get interesting, okay? But before we get into the girls and what's about to take place on stage, I want to get into their looks real quick, okay? Because some of the girls came in looking real good, and some of them came in looking like they're ready to go to prison, all right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into that. All right, so let's get into these looks real quick, all right? So Janisha, she ate, okay? I like this look much better than what she had, the look that she was rocking last year. Well, then again, I like Janisha's swag and her style, okay? Her body was everything. Nene, She looked like a highlighter, but the dress was tight fitting and it showed off her shape. So I'll give her that. Her makeup was gorgeous, hair was gorgeous, okay? Natalie looked okay. I liked her boots. Mariah, her makeup and hair was everything, but she looked like she was another one that was getting ready to go to prison. Okay, she had on fight gear. Sky, she had a leather outfit, looking good, honey. But to be honest, to me, Sky was the best dressed all season. Like, she looked good every episode, okay? Scotty looked like she was going to the mall. I don't know what's up with that hair. I really don't like that hairstyle, because from the front, it looked like she was bald in the back. Like, you couldn't even tell that she had a ponytail unless she turned to the side. Like, I really didn't like that look on her. Tashiki looked gorgeous. She came in with this beautiful beige dress. Well, it was more like champagne color, but it was really, really nice. Her hair was pretty. Her makeup was pretty. She had the glitter thing going on. Looked real nice. Anna looked like she had a club outfit on. She was like, it was a pink one piece, but she was cute. Biggie, I love her outfit. Her and Sky, to me, was the best dressed, okay? I loved her outfit. She was giving me Missy Elliott vibes, especially that long scarf. I love that long scarf. T was cute. I loved all the pink. You know, she looked, giving Barbie with all the pink. Camilla looked like she just got out of prison. E.T. and Rolly didn't come out on the stage till later. Smiley's not gonna come out till later, but Smiley's gonna look a mess. You guys seen in the cliffhanger, she's gonna come out with some fucking wig on, looking a hot mess. Rolly, she has on a blue jumpsuit. She looks okay. I like that little hairstyle that she has. E.T. came out and she did look good. But that only lasted like 30 seconds, okay? So let's go ahead and get into what happened on the stage. About Suki and Sapphire, because they didn't bring them out yet. So I don't even know what they're rocking to the reunion. But I have confidence that they're going to come looking good, okay? With that being said, I want to talk about the first topic that was spoke about when they started their dialogue, okay? So Janisha asked Scotty and Anna about their beef, okay? And it was so amazing to me that neither one of these girls would answer the question. Like, they kept saying, oh, she disrespected me. Oh, the fights. Oh, the back and forth on social media. But the question was, what started the beef? Okay? We get it that y'all fighting. We get it that y'all don't like each other. We get it that there's disrespect. Of course, that comes with the territory when you don't like somebody. But what was the beef? What started the beef, right? It was so bad to where Needy reiterated the question, and she was just like, okay, well, did you guys know each other from before the show? Or, neither one of them would answer the question. It was just a bunch of yelling back and forth and deflecting. And it was just amusing as fuck. Because I'm like, Janice is sitting there. She know why these hoes beefing. And it's like, it was just so amusing to see her facial expression. She was like, I know why y'all hoes beefing. I know why y'all really mad at each other. But speak on it. Speak on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And neither one of them would speak on it. And it's so amazing to me, okay? So for those of you who don't know, who haven't been following the social media drama between Scotty and Anna, so Stunner Girl just exposed the whole relationship situation between Scotty and Lenny, right? So apparently Lenny was fucking with Anna Mac. Anna Mac allegedly was on the scene, way back before they started filming the show, because she was with them at an event in Miami. That's when when they first saw her around, and allegedly she came around too last season. She was behind the scenes or whatever. She was fucking with somebody on the staff, or probably fucking Lenny then, who knows. Anywho, Scotty started fucking with Lenny, and I don't know, obviously he likes Scotty better, because from word is that he put Scotty up in an apartment and everything. So obviously he's fucking both of these girls, right? So then Stunner Girl calls up Scotty, and she was like, look, I heard rumors from honest people that Anna's walking around with an STD. okay? And I know you and her are fucking Lenny, so you need to check yourself out or whatever. And at which point Scotty told Stunner Girl that she don't, she don't believe. I mean, she checks herself out. She goes to the doctor or whatever, whoop to whoop, that she don't have anything and this, that, and the third. But she didn't deny the fact that she was fucking Lenny in the conversation, okay? And also there was another clip out there where Anna called Scotty, and she was basically trying to get Scotty to admit that she was fucking around with Lenny.
So why did you say I had it?
I didn't say that. I just said I never had it. You've never given me that.
Yeah, but I just don't get but I'm trying to understand what, so y'all was talking about y'all fighting, and she just randomly just said Anna got chlamydia by Lenny?
No, I never said that me and you fought because of that. I never even told her why we fought. She just said that you were going around at the other house saying that he gave you something, and I said there's no way he gave that to her because
we don't even fuck on each other. So, but my whole thing is, yeah, he couldn't have given you that because we wasn't even fucking on each other. This is during filming. I don't even understand what the fuck.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I told her I never.
Yeah. So regardless of the fact is the bitch saying I was going around the other house saying that.
Right? But the whole clip was so sketchy because it's like she was trying to get Scotty to tell on herself, but she was still like being exposed. She was exposing herself too. Like, how you gonna get Scotty to tell on herself about the whole Lenny situation? But yeah, you throwing yourself under the bus too, because obviously both of y'all was fucking him, right? Which is where the beef and the animosity really stem from. But for some reason, neither one of these girls wanted to talk about it. Okay. Neither one of them wanted to talk about it. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Y'all can expose all this shit and talk all this shit on social media, but when it's really time to get into what's the what, neither one of y'all got nothing to say. It's baffling, right? Or maybe it's just the fact that they was in front of Janisha. Who knows? But with that being said, the conversation kind of shifts into Krishan and Taseki's little situation. So they played back a clip of everything that went down with Krishan and Tashi, it brought Tashi to tears, okay? So they asked Tashi, was like, okay, well, where's your relationship stand with your sister? And she was like, they don't have a relationship. She's like, she don't want to talk to nobody, because every time she don't want to talk to Krishan, or she doesn't deal with Krishan, because she says every time when she looks at the playbacks and she sees what happened, it brings up the same emotions. And she said, like, she doesn't want to be around anybody who makes her feel that way. And I totally respect that, okay? Mama, sister, brother, cousin, uncle, you can't let nobody fuck up your spiritual healing, okay? And what Krishan did was foul. It was a different type of betrayal because they are sisters, okay? And that should mean something for most people, okay? Y'all share the same womb. Y'all share the same parents, the same bloodline. It really hurts. It really hurts to be betrayed by somebody who should have your back regardless, right, wrong, or indifferent, right? So I get why Tashi is feeling some kind of way. But what she did say is that she's glad Krishan didn't show up. So I'm assuming that if Krishan had showed up, they probably would have ended up getting into it. But I'm glad she didn't show up, okay? And it seemed like Krishan was offered a decent sized bag to pop up, and homegirl didn't. So obviously she don't want to face her sister, okay? And to be honest, if her facing her sister at the reunion is going to lead to them fighting, I'd rather she not face her sister as well. You know what I'm saying? It's just not worth it. But child, so far, I'm liking this reunion, y'all. So let's go ahead and continue. The conversation switches to Scotty and T. So they started talking about the beef between Scotty and T, right? I don't know if you guys remember, because when Scotty and T got into it, it was like in the beginning of the season. But basically, there was this one incident where House A at that time, T was still with House A. So they all on the Sprinter van. And T's going off about something. And I forget what it was that she was yelling about. Oh, that's what it was. So it was right after that whole situation that went down with Woah Vicky, okay? So T was upset because Woah Vicky was using, talking about Jesus and stuff like that. And T felt like Woah Vicky was using God's name in vain or something. She was just offended by Woah Vicky, okay? So she was going off about that on the Sprinter van. And so Scotty was just like, calm down. You know what I'm saying? At which point, T jumped up and went to screaming and yelling in Scotty's face, and then they got into it. And then it seemed like from that point, both girls just didn't like each other, okay? So it was a lot of back and forth between them two. And then, of course, they got into a little scruffle or whatever, whoop-de-whoop. I said this then, that I felt like that beef was unnecessary, uncalled for, because to be honest, in all actuality, T didn't become likable until after she got into a fight with all the girls. Like when she had that fight with E.T. and everything, when all of that shit happened, that's when T calmed her ass down. When she came back on the scene, she was much more likable, much more calm and down to earth. But prior to that, T just seemed like she had an attitude. I'm not going to lie. Like, I didn't like her personality at first because it just seemed like she was always tooting up her nose at something. You know what I'm saying? So when she jumped over the seat and went yelling and screaming at Scotty, I was mad too, because I was like, bitch, who the fuck is you yelling at? Like, I was mad, and it wasn't even me that she was yelling at. You know what I'm saying? So if you ask me, I think as far as the beef with T and Scotty is concerned, T started that, okay? Because T shouldn't have yelled at that girl. Like, she's a grown-ass motherfucking woman. If you feeling some kind of way because you in a moment, fine. That it is what it is, okay? But to do all that screaming and yelling at somebody and think that nobody's supposed to do anything back to your ass, like, I don't see why she was surprised that Scotty got upset with her for yelling. Like, bitch, you yelled all in my motherfucking face. Bitch, who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? So either way, it was stupid. It was petty. Really, all of these beefs that these girls got is stupid and petty. None of this shit is worth fighting over. But this is a show. So ultimately, every little thing gets blown out of proportion. With that being said, they go to talking about that situation. And Scotty was like, I was being nothing but nice to you. And this, that, and the third. T tried to justify her screaming and yelling in Scotty's face, saying that the situation had nothing to do with her. And that Scotty was being rude to her by telling her to calm down when she's having an emotional moment. Okay, well, I can have some type of understanding for that. I can understand that, when I'm going off about something, for any bitch to just tell me to calm down, that wasn't part of the situation, I would probably get upset too. But to be screaming and yelling the way that she was, it was just extra as fuck, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit more biased about the situation. I side more with Scotty just for the simple fact that I don't really care for T. I feel like her attitude is too hokey-tokey. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with feeling yourself, okay? But she does too much. Is at one point where she was saying that, everybody was against her because she was the prettiest one on the show. Me personally, I don't think that she's the prettiest one on the show. She's a very pretty girl, yes. But to feel like everybody's just hating on you, that's just, you are a little bit too much into yourself and not as likable as she wants to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as I'm concerned, on her YouTube channel and all of that, she comes off as a funny person. But on the show, she came off as a bitch. Okay, and once again, like I said, she didn't get likable until after everything, all the drama had done calmed down with her fighting, having multiple fights with the girls. Then when she came to House B, it seemed like, her remaining time on the season, she was calmed down. But sometimes it takes a reality check to bring your ass down off the motherfucking clouds, because she was just one of them high strong personalities. I didn't really like her until later on in the season. Okay, so anywho, them two argued back and forth, and then they decided to bring out Rolly and E.T. When they brought out Rolly and E.T., these girls set it off. Like, they set it the fuck off. Rolly came out that bitch like Debo fucking swiping the fucking curtain. She came out there like Debo walking and shit. Then E.T. kicked off her, she came out. She was cute. She kicked off her shoes like 30 seconds into being on the stage and straight up ran at Natalie. She Not Natalie ass out that motherfucking chair. It was epic. It was so epic to see Natalie to see her legs up in the air like that. That shit was funny as fuck. You could tell though, Natalie was butt ass confused. Hell, I was confused. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why did she run off on Natalie? I don't recall her and Natalie having any problems the whole season. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck was the point of her running up on Natalie. I heard her say some dumb shit about Natalie not checking up on her. Natalie was like, I don't check on none of these bitches. I was like genuinely fucking confused. Like, what is it? Like, if you that pressed about Natalie not checking up on you, like, I don't understand why you pressed, because it's not like y'all was that close of motherfucking friends. Like, girl. And besides, a checkup worked both ways, okay? A phone line worked both ways. Just like she could have called you could have called her. But to come out on stage and feel the need to hit her or whatever, I don't really know what's the deal with her attacking Natalie just yet. But the shit is crazy. The shit was crazy. So when she attacked Natalie, Taseki ran over there to get hers. Scotty jumped up because Scotty was about that. Like, Scotty jumped up too. And I could swear I heard Rolly yell at E.T. like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't think Rolly expected that either, because it was just so funny how everything happened. And then meanwhile, Rolly starts getting into it with Rolly and Biggie square up. They had some type of little, I don't know what you would call that. I wouldn't call that a fight, because it lasted like 5 seconds. But I would say that Rolly probably got the most leaks in or whatever. I don't really know. It just seems stupid as fuck. N.E.X.T with the running up on Rolly, that was funny. N.E.X.T had this fucking cape. Where the fuck the cape came from? Because I didn't see the cape when she first walked out on the stage. But whatever. The bitch have a fucking cape on and she's running around and shit. And I was just thinking to myself, like, Rolly, it's no need. Don't even wear yourself out trying to chase behind that bitch. Y'all seen what she did when she fought Scotty, ran around in the motherfucking circle. I am not for the chase nail bitch to try to fight him. Bitch, you gonna come your ass here and I'm gonna lock in on your ass and gorilla your ass. It's not gonna be no chasing around, okay? And I feel Rolly. Like, bitch, I'm too motherfucking big to be chasing your ass around. And that's all N.E.X.T do. Like, she talk a lot of shit and run around the motherfucking circles. She used all that energy and all that mouth, but I don't really, to me, Anna can't fight, okay? But it was just funny to see how Rolly was letting this little bitch run circles around her. So who else got into it? Oh yeah, Camilla tried to get her little licks in. I think that her and Rolly really gonna get into it like bad the next episode, because they on a cliffhanger they showed where her and Rolly got into a fight. They square up. I really can't wait to see that shit, because Rolly was asking for Camilla. She was like, "What Camilla? What Camilla?" That shit was funny as hell. E.T. and the reunion ends with E.T. and Tasheki's squaring up or whatever. Now that shit was a good little bump. Now that's like watching, that's a real fight. Both girls was throwing straight fists. It was no hair pulling, at least not at first. It seemed like Tasheki had got backed up into a chair and she like body slam, like, so she grabbed E.T. ass and slung her ass down on the ground. Both girls went down and the fight the show kind of ended right there. So we will see the rest of that next episode. Hopefully, I don't know if Zeus gonna break this shit down into 2 or 3 episodes, because it looked like it's a lot finna go down. All right. But what I could say though, I really enjoyed part 1 of the reunion. It was okay for me. The specific things that I enjoyed was, I think that it was more organized than their normal interview setups. Okay. I like the fact that the girls were able to have some dialogue, even though Scotty and Anna never answered the fucking question. So that was just ridiculous. What else? So I just feel like they didn't get much talking out, but they did get some out. You know what I'm saying? The other reunions, in the past reunions, there was like no control. Janisha John, I still as beautiful as she is, that bitch cannot host a reunion, which is why I'm glad that she has a co-host. I think Nene is more direct. She was more direct, especially when she was questioning the girl. She was more direct. She was, I think that she was better at dragging out the tea. And I feel like if she's given the opportunity, she'll get more out of these girls. But with that being said, I appreciate the fact that they even had some dialogue, okay? Let's see. So I think Biggie is definitely she's on one. She's really, she's prepared to stand up for herself, stand on business, and I gotta say I'm happy to see that. Let's see. Yeah, so pretty much like I'm really enjoying the reunion so far. It's this entertainment. I just wish that they would get more dialogue out. But with that being said, there is more to come. So please tune in with me when I do my recap for next week's episode, okay? Next week's part 2 of the reunion. With that being said, folks, if you are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you already subscribed, hit the notification bell so you guys know when I drop a new video. With that being said, I'm out. Deuces.